Wilhelm Reich once said that love, work, and knowledge is the wellspring of life, and those things should also govern it. And that's very powerful to me. It reminds me of this idea that all life's potentialities, all longevity characteristics are sealed within my purpose for life. Why am I here? What am I doing here? What's driving me forward? What calls me to become more of an expansive version of myself, and also to contribute to the expansion of other people? What is it inside of me that believes in the sanctity of life? And how is that thing trying to express itself through me? That to me is really the real question here. And when we talk about diet, we talk about nutrition, we talk about the endless array of options that exist right in front of us. What we're really talking about is brushstrokes for creating an optimal diet that helps us enhance the lenses that we're looking at on the world. It helps us become better conduits for innovative ideas, that in which we can create things that more people can essentially take advantage of, to create the illustration of their world, to create the tapestry of their dreams, their visions, their aspirations. And really, diet just helps us dial in our creative faculties. It helps us create a more colorful imagination by consuming more colors. And that's really why I do this. It's not because I am wanting to be the best nutritionist ever. You know, that's definitely a cool idea. I definitely love the idea of going around the world and speaking and entertaining people for hours on end with great information, and really inspiring people to take that extra step into their own genius activation process so they can go out in the world and inspire the next generation. But really, to me, it's part of my encoded dharma to do this work, is the sanctity of life. You know, that's why I'm a vegetarian primarily. That's why I gravitate towards living food, is because I believe somebody needs to be a voice for that message. Somebody needs to go out into the world and champion that message, because that message right there has legs, and it's going to walk, and it's going to run, and it's going to run sprints. Essentially it's a message, it's a set of principles that are so intrinsic to the human archetype, they're so intrinsic to the fabric of the universe, that that message will last till the end of time. It'll never become a shot in the pan fad, or a flash in the pan fad. It'll never go away, because raw food has been here since day one. It's just changed shapes. It just looks a little bit different. And that to me is really why I do this, because with all the compilation and configuration of all the different dietary ideologies out there, and not hating on any one of them, I think they all have some kind of seed of genius inside of them, especially the ones that call us to return to nature, to take a step away from the synthetic manufacturing of commercialism and industrialism, and start to call us to go back to nature's inherent intelligence. That's really what I do this for, and raw food changed my life. It activated something inside my heart that opened my heart to the greater possibilities that exist for all of mankind. And it's the diet that is most aligned with what Dr. Gabriel Cousens calls the culture of life, which is essentially life giving into life, life pitted against life, so we can create more life, instead of this idea of putting death against life and trying to create something living out of that. That's kind of what our society has done, and I'm no longer entertained or inspired by that old idea. I want something new, I want something innovative, and I want something that tastes good, and I think that's what we all want. So for me personally, that's my mission. That's a big part of my mission, is to go out in the world and to champion that idea, to champion the sanctity of life and the connection that has with our diet, the connection environmental stewardship has with what we put into our mouth. The choices that we make every single day affect the greater fabric, or the macrocosm of our entire environment, our entire biosphere, the atmosphere, right? Every single thing is connected. We know that, you know. Rupert Sheldrake has championed the idea of the morphic resonance, or the unified field theory. Basically, within the entire fabric of the universe, there's threads threads. Everything is connected together. You can't separate anything. And I found that getting onto living foods actually connected me to the intricacies, into the weaving of everything. It caused me to notice, almost like a shaman would, that there is subtleties in our world or in our universe that we don't see because of the conventionalism of the lenses in which we're looking at the world, because of the dreary gray kind of dampened illumination, right, or the absence of illumination that we've been indoctrinated with. We don't see the ultraviolet spectrum that exists in front of us. But as soon as you get a Kirlian camera on something, you will see the life force potential or the emanations of photon energy that are coming out of it. And it becomes very quickly to distinct between something that has life force potential and something that doesn't, something that enhances life, something that doesn't. And again, that whole idea right there is transmitted through this idea of diet as a way to activate peak performance, as a way to activate neurological potential, so we can use this computation device for the ultimate good of humanity, for cardiovascular mastery, so we can increase blood flow to our heart, so we can release all the constriction of our lives and get into our heart and to open our heart to all living organisms in the world. Whether we choose to be vegetarian or not is really not the issue. It's that we use something as a vehicle to tap into our heart chakra, our heart energy, compassion, love, value systems, rearranging our value systems. You know, all these principles are wrapped into the fabric of nutrition, into diet, and how the subtle energies of our food become our heart, body, and soul. That to me is really the message that inspires me, that keeps me going forward no matter what obstacles get put in my way. And I know by virtue of that, by virtue of pursuing a noble ideal that's bigger than me, no matter what challenges come my way, I will always be protected. That's the cosmic law, is that if you're following your purpose and you are connected with your source and you are having dialogue with your creator and you're just going every step of the way with faith, with ease, grace, and flow, you will be protected every day of your life and you will enhance longevity characteristics. The epigenetic factors will work in your favor if you have HOPE and you are guided by something greater than you. And I'll end on this quote that I heard that really inspired all my faculties to come alive in one instance, and that was this: God does not call the qualified, God qualifies the called. So seek within yourself what your dharma is, what your purpose, what your ultimate pursuit is in this world. Use diet as a way to enhance, to amplify that, and then find that inner qualification to keep moving forward.